Hello again, everyone. Terry Earthwind over at Consortium, and I have with me Jeremy Segal of Why Influence Podcasts. Jeremy, thanks for stopping by.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Well, we've got a 5-minute program coming up, ladies and gentlemen. So, Jeremy Segal, so what are you doing?
So, what am I doing right now? I've got a podcast I've been working on for just over a year. Just finished my 60th interview. So, I actually did a update episode earlier today with my wife where she interviewed me on my podcast journey and how much I've grown and what it's been like. And basically, I started the podcast because I struggled to share. I never shared. I never even saw the reason to share. So I started going to Toastmasters, and I started going to mastermind groups and self-developing. So I saw podcasting as another stepping stone to self-develop. And in my early episodes, I literally just asked a question, got an answer, and I would, in post-editing, re-record myself asking those questions more confidently and concisely. So I was very nervous about putting myself out there. And now I'm doing live stream interviews. So the past 30 interviews that I've done, I'm live streaming. And I'm interviewing influencers about why they're sharing. So I've had a lot of YouTubers with over 1 million subscribers. I've had Instagrammers with over 1 million followers. I've had, conference organizers, just anybody who's influencing and putting themselves out there in vulnerable ways and in a large way. Then I have had them on my podcast and I interview them. And what I'm doing right now is I'm focusing more on community because a lot of people I talk to, I'd be talking to a YouTuber with 250,000 subscribers who gets tens of thousands of views per video. And he might talk about his live stream he just recently did where he got 15 people to show up. And the amount of passion and excitement that comes through in that live stream in comparison to the videos he's creating is pretty clear. And I just find that more and more people are putting this emphasis on community. So I've been doing a weekly meetup every Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern time where I get people together and we choose a platform for the month. So last month is LinkedIn, and all we did is talk about how to grow on LinkedIn. And I had some guests that I've talked to on my podcast, some with like 350,000 followers on LinkedIn. So I've been able to drill into what these seasoned experts are doing, bring that to the community, and then we're just sort of brainstorming and learning from each other. So we've been like auditing each other's profiles and things like that. So we spent the whole month every Thursday. The community just got together and we talked about LinkedIn. And then this coming month, we'll be doing the same thing for YouTube, since YouTube's the second largest search engine out there. And so I'm putting a big push into community because one thing podcasting lacks actually is the feeling of community. You can create an episode, put it out there, and it's on a platform where people can't even leave comments, right? Like maybe you can leave a one-time review on Apple Podcasts, but not even all podcast platforms have reviews. So maybe people have to go off the platform that they're listening to the episode to leave the review. So it's a very like quiet sort of interaction. So I found that I was lacking that interaction with the listeners. So I just wanted to put more emphasis into community. So that's a big focus for me right now is putting more emphasis on community, trying to grow that community, give value to it. And I'm getting a lot of value from it too. Because I've interviewed a lot of influencers on my podcast now. I've had 60. With my business, I've grown around 200,000 social followers in that. So I've done behind the scenes to grow social following. But for me personally, I had nothing before starting the podcast a little over a year ago. So I started from scratch when creating my personal brand. So it's just been good to have more people to bounce ideas around. And I've got some people that are now consistently showing up week after week. And it just feels more fulfilling doing the work that I'm doing, as opposed to putting a podcast out every week and not really hearing much, maybe seeing what a couple new Apple Podcast reviews roll in from time to time.
Fabulous. And that's really what drew me. We go to a mutual meetup group, and when people say certain things, you listen to them. The way they say it and how they contribute to the whole. And I'm an old guy, so when I hear some valid stuff coming in from a younger person, I look at that and I go, okay, I want to listen to him. Where's he coming from and where's he going, right? And I have seen that the last 3 months that I have seen that with you. It's a pleasure to have you in the group. I look forward to seeing more from you, Jeremy. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me, and I appreciate it.
Thanks again, folks. And check out Why Influence Podcasting. Bye. Evolutionary, eve of illumination, healer, to end suffering, to start anew. Evolutionary Healer, LLC.